now. So choosing the best fitness tracking device or watch for you and your needs. Okay. Now, a couple of things to firstly look at is what's the number one purpose that you're using it for. Okay, so that's why I look into these, and I think, hey, why am I getting a fitness tracking watch? Okay? Am I going to use it for heart rate? Do I want to do it so I can talk to my buddy while I'm walking down the street? Do I want to do it so I can track my steps? Figuring out which one you want to do. Do you want to track it so you can do your race pace when you're firing, when you've got your next race? So first you've got to ask yourself why and what type of watch you're getting. Okay? So let's look into Apple, the first one. Okay? So Apple's pros are you can text on it. Text plus call. Yeah, so it's got the technology where you can obviously talk into it and you can reply back. You can also, I think you can check emails, and it's got a lot of functionality in terms of very similar to what you can do on like an iPad or what you can do on your phone, etc. Okay, so that's where the Apple has the advantage in terms of the technology relating around your phone. Okay, and that's the biggest carryover that Apple has. It's also got pay, so you can do, all the extra stuff, swipe it away when you go to the shops. And then to use it as a fitness tracker, it's got lots of, I like to call them feel good. So there's lots of ways you can use the Apple Watch to give you rewards. Yeah, so you can type in little goals and it can give you like a reward every hour. If you get up and move, it can give you like a little ring for health. You can also add little emojis and things like that, like a well done. So it's very good for like self-affirmation if you need that to like, alright, great, you got up every 10 minutes, and then it starts to build some health rings up on the watch. So definitely for making you feel good and allowing you to track your general activity. Okay? It obviously these all do steps, okay? So you can all track your steps. When it comes down to tracking your heart rate with an Apple Watch, you do need to get an external strap that is from a third like a third-party company. So the HR monitor, a lot of people go, oh, it's got a HR monitor underneath. The HR monitor actually, once you start moving, is very poor. Let me just pop this on silent. Getting some notifications popping through as I go. So the HR monitor on the Apple, once you start to sweat, it becomes very inaccurate. Okay, like with any of the watches, even the Garmin and the Fitbit, all the HR monitors that are connected to the watch. So if you haven't had one before, you can see here the little light underneath. That's the HR monitor on my Garmin. Once I start to sweat and perspirate, or it starts to jump around a bit, it starts to become very inaccurate. Okay, so the only way it's accurate is when you're sitting down peaceful and the watch is still. Okay, so the HR on the watch, on actually all these watches, is fairly inconsistent unless you get a strap. So that's where the Garmin is positive. It has a HR strap, which you can get externally, which I wear a lot for my training. Okay. The cons for the Apple Pay as well is the durability. So taking it, if you're going to take it like to work, take it surfing and all that stuff, take it running, the constant moisture, they are water resistant as such, and they say waterproof, but definitely you've got to be cautious of that. So that's the, definitely the Apple is good for that. The Apple runs off apps, so it's not one software, it's many different softwares, okay? So that's, I would say, a con. Now, Garmin, okay? Garmin definitely has lots of pros, definitely my favourite, okay? There are many different types of Garmins, so for Apple, there's, one choice really. You've either got, your basically buying an Apple Watch, the price will determine how much storage and the battery life, etc. For Garmin, you've probably got around 20 different options to choose from. So the range is superior, and you can actually choose the right watch for your level. Okay, so Garmin, that's just to make sure it's not an A. Some of the pros is the HR strap monitor. Okay, very, very accurate. Okay, and the way it syncs to your watch is very much to the second. Okay, so if your heart rate goes up on your strap monitor, you can directly see that on your watch. Okay, so that's very good for when you're doing slow heart rate runs, when you want to track, when you're doing some high intensity and you want to track once your heart rate gets lower. It's very, very effective for that. If you are just tuning in tonight, with lots of people that have just jumped on, we're talking choosing the best fitness tracking device for 2020. We've just covered Apple, we're going to run over Garmin now. Okay, so Garmin, one of the benefits is the HR strap. Number 2, it links straight to Strava. Okay, so Strava, this one also goes to Strava as well, but the Garmin will link straight to Strava, plus it can link to many other fitness apps, so it's quite compatible, the Garmin one. Okay. Also the Garmin, it's very easy to use when controlling like your rest periods. So rest plus interval periods, so you can actually stop and keep your training going and just push a lap. So you can continually track your rest periods. So if you are doing like our Run Squat Wednesdays, you push start at the start of the run, and then you just hit the bottom left, bottom right, and it just tracks your rest period in between. And you can see that on the screen, so it's very accurate for controlling the right amount of rest period. So that's where it's very easy to use. So it's basically you don't have to go in and find the app again, which is on the Apple. You have to go in and search for the app and push start, stop. So you can use the lap, which is called on here, the lap technology, which is quite good. What else is good about Garmin? Let's have a look at my notes here, because there's some good ideas. So Garmin does have, on some watches, it does have the pay option. So it does have the Apple Pay, which you can get, and you can also get, you can receive text plus call, but you just can't talk back and you just can't text back. So the difference is you can still receive all those signals, but you can't text back, so you can't walk around like a soldier trying to produce some secret code. What else have we got? If you're just tuning in, feel free to fire any questions away. And computer, perfect. So Apple Pay, all that good stuff. Garmin also has that, and then just the usability of the Garmin, the durability is very good. You can also choose one for $150. You can go right up to $1,000. So you can choose the one that's going to be good for your level, depending on the price and what you're going to use it for. Okay. Fitbit. All right. Yes, Nikki just added. It will also tell you your red zone and green zone, so your VO2 max, which is probably a story for another day, but it's a very good bit of technology that it has in there. Now the Fitbit is also very good. I would say the Fitbits, most people originally got sold the Fitbit for the step tracker. Okay, all of these have step tracker, but that's sort of the main reason people would go buy a Fitbit. I know a lot of kids have a Fitbit so they can track their steps, which I think is great. And Fitbit do have some better technologies coming out, but they've got a couple of flaws. One of them is it doesn't sync to Strava. It's not sync to Strava. So that's probably one of the major downfalls, is you have to have your phone on you and your watch if you want it to sync to Strava. Okay, I think there is another way around it, but the user friendliness of the technology is not so good, and also I think the reliability of the Fitbit is a little bit not quite where it needs to be compared to the Garmin and the Apple. So the Fitbit is great. You know, you can pick up a Fitbit for $50, $100. right up to the higher mark, so they're good for like a general step tracker. But when you're heading into the market, when you want to start tracking your runs and take it to another level, that's where the Garmin is probably going to be superior. Because the Strava is quite good, it makes it a bit more encouraging. You can see what everyone else is, a bit like, I call it fitness for Facebook. If you haven't heard of Strava before, you can jump on and download that app. It's very, very good for just tracking your runs and comparing them to the last time and seeing what everyone else is doing. It's quite fun and engaging. I quite like it personally, and it's also good to see what the rest of our crew is doing. Definitely motivating. Okay, never think of Strava as it's not a competition. Think of it more as a motivation. So if you see other people doing things, it can help to push you out. You can also check out different runs, different loops, and it just sort of can broaden your horizon of different runs and different ways of cruising around. If you're just tuning in, fire any questions. We're talking best fitness trackers for 2020. Having a little sip on my greens. Let's run through. So, it's a great step tracker for Fitbit. What else we got? That's pretty much it for each one. So just to wrap it all up, figure out why you want to use it. If you're looking for the technology so you can speak into it, then the Apple is definitely going to be the go. If you're looking for something purely around fitness, then I would head into the Garmin. The common question we get asked is what type of Garmin to choose. Okay, if we are looking at Garmin, your baseline model for just running, the 235 or the 245 is a great entry level for just running. If you want to step it up, you'll go to the 735 or the 935. Okay? They are the models that would just take you to the next level. Also very functional. The 235 is quite good, and the 245, they're definitely a great place to start if you're just using it for running. You can also use it for cycling, swimming, etc. If you're looking for something a bit more detailed with the lap counter, more data screens, more accessibility to see different stats, more lap times, then that's where you're going to head for the 735 or the 935. Okay? Garmin will always bring out an update. The way they update generally by changing the number to 945. Okay? That's generally speaking the next one up. But we can also help you with any of this as they go. Fitbits are pretty bad, but don't do they good, but that's the job. Garmin all the way. Yep, Mum just got a Garmin, she raves about it. So I'm definitely a Garmin fan. I've had this one for probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 years. They have replaced it a few times, so they have really, really good customer service. If you ever break it, call them up. They'll pretty much send it back for a very discounted price if it's out of warranty, or they'll just replace it for free. So they're very, very good customer service. Very similar to Apple. And I've heard Fitbit are pretty good like that as well. So if there is a specific model that you're interested in and you want to see if it's got these features in terms of having like the Garmin Pay to Apple, you can also obviously the music is in here. You can also get the music on some of the Garmins, because music, a lot of people want to run with music without their phone. With Garmin, the more add-ons it has, the more expensive it is. The less it has, the cheaper it is. So the easiest way is to jump on the website and go through each of the newer models and just see what they've got and compare them to each other. The Garmin website, the prices are showing the general retail price, so you always look at that, and then you can jump on and Google the same one, and you'll be able to find it cheaper from a retailer. They always have the full price shown on their website. But a great way to jump on and compare what level you're on. But if you're looking for something in the market, Kylie was showing me the 935 is on special at the moment for a great price. I think $400, which is really good for that watch, which normally retails for around $800. The 735, this one here is an older model, so I'll be waiting for the newer model, which is can't be too far around the corner where you can get the pay on there. That'd be quite handy for sure. That sort of wraps it up. Definitely for me, I'm a Garmin man, Apple, I know I've got a few, like one of my clients' sons is a doctor, so it's very handy for him. He can talk, while he's at work without having to touch anything. I know a couple of office workers who find it very handy. They can just tap and talk while they're in the office. So definitely if you need it for more the functionality of that, then that's very good. If you're looking for more the sports side of things, a very accurate heart rate, head towards the Garmin. If you're looking for a basic step tracker, then you can pick up a Fitbit for very cheap, but not as good for tracking, the full picture and looking at all the splits, and also you can't link it to Strava, which can be a roadblock down the track if you're interested in comparing and getting motivated by what others do. So yeah, that would be my pick. Garmin all the way, great customer service, lots of variation, lots of different products, and that's what works for me. Sophie's just said, love my Garmin, super, yeah. And remember, Garmin make a lot of the stuff for the airplanes and a lot of software, a lot of stuff for boats. They have awesome software that is all about tracking, so they're very, what watches is only a minor part of what they do in the big picture. So they have great technology. So yeah, that's it on fitness trackers and the best fitness tracking devices for 2020. I hope that helps you guys. If you have a specific model that you want help with, jump on their websites and check out the comparisons. If you also want to have a go and check out any of ours, we're happy to show you them and show you how to use them properly. That's the other thing. When you get a new watch, make sure you figure out all the mods and cons early on so you can use it properly. Don't just get it and go, oh, I can't use it. Use YouTube. Let others help you, because get the most out of your watch. Is very, very fun and can really help you know your numbers. So beautiful. All right, that's it from us. Hope you enjoyed that. That's our fitness tracking devices for 2020. See you later. Enjoy the long weekend tomorrow. Our session times are 5, 6, and 7. I'm pretty sure 7 o'clock is booked out, so jump in the early ones. We're getting the ropes out. We're going to have a big car park session. It's going to be awesome. Carissa's going to give you guys an awesome workout. Thank you, and see you next Thursday for Coaches Chat.